Plannerettes. How are you? Thank you so much for joining me. It is my day 26 of the 30-day Mindful Messy March challenge that I gave myself. Yes, it's my own challenge that I gave myself. To show up here on YouTube every day for 30 days from 1st of March to the 30th of March, whether showing up on a live stream like this or recorded videos and podcasts. So I hope you are having a good day wherever you are in the world. So do let me know if you are here in the live chat. Say hello, let me know where you are tuning in from. And of course, my lovely watchers on the replay, also do the same. Say hello in the comments section. I love seeing your comments. So now, I'll be honest, I'm actually very, very, very tired. I didn't sleep at all last night. Throughout the night, I probably only got to bed around about 4 or 5 o'clock this morning. So lots of different things going through my head, just the different decisions I need to make and the uncertainty of, what the future holds. And so I had a sleep in, I think until, what time did I sleep into 10 a.m. So I am feeling quite exhausted, both physically and emotionally. So, of course, this morning I am just really, really tired. Hello, Brenda. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining in. So, if you've ever felt too tired or emotionally exhausted to even think about planning your day, now this video is for you. Today, I'm going to show you how I still use my planner even when zero energy, nothing pre-planned, or I haven't even looked at my planner until when I open it today. And I'm just trying to make it through the day. I know that feeling of staring at a blank planner page and thinking, I can't do this today. But here's the good news. Your planner can actually help you on days like this without adding extra stress. Okay, so let's talk about how to use what you already have to support yourself on low energy days or emotionally draining days. So let's quickly have a look who's here in the chat with us. Susan, hello, 10 p.m. where she's at. Nice to see you. Hello, Al. Thank you so much for joining. I love it. I love it. Brenda says, oh, you need a nap. Yes, Mama needs a big nap. I think I'll go and have a nap, or at least get myself outside today. I did that yesterday, so which was good. But then have a nice big sleep tonight. Make sure that. Hello, Melinda. Afternoon, everyone. Made it to another live. Listening as getting dinner started. I love it. Thank you for having me as company. Thank you. Elle says this video speaks to me right now. Exactly. I think we all, because maybe we're hanging around each other too long for the last 26 days. Maybe we're all exhausted. And yes, normally happens, of course, at the end of the month, as we look forward to the new month, thinking, oh, I just can't wait until this month is finished to get started again. But it's okay. We're going to go from where we are right now. Cindy, hello. Hi, Marianne and Plannerettes. Thank you so much for joining. And Ronnie Cat is here as well. Love it. Thank you so much, my dear Plannerettes, keeping me company on day 26 of my 30-day Mindful Messy March challenge. Now, before I dive in, let me know in the chat, do you struggle with planning when you're exhausted? I want you to drop a blue heart if this sounds familiar to you. So if you struggle with planning when you're exhausted, you are not alone. Drop a blue heart in the comment section or in the live chat right now, and let's go. Okay, what we're going to do is we are just going to start where we are. Okay, so the first thing to remember is that planning doesn't have to be complicated or overwhelming. We're going to keep it simple, right? This is especially when you're feeling drained, exhausted, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, you're just feeling so drained. Okay, we're going to start where we are. So you don't need a fully structured to-do list. Instead, we're going to work with what's already in our planner. Okay, so really, really important. Let me quickly have a look. So then I am caught up with a lot of things. Brenda says, I have been very tired and emotional the past few days. Just feel like crying for no reason. Yeah, me too. I'm just, I'm like crying. Now, granted, looking at my tracker, it is going to be, that time of the month in a week or so. So that's probably one of the things. And also, yes, I'm very tired emotionally. So Susan is struggling to plan when exhausted. Brenda, Ronnie Cat. So we're all in the same boat. Okay. So, like I said, we're going to start where we are. So let's open our planner and have a look at what we already have. Let me see. Let me see if I can make this a little bit brighter. Okay. Make the saturation a little bit. There we go. That's looking pretty. So I'm in my A5 ring planner. This is the Filofax Domino Soft in the color Duck Egg. So the first thing you can look at, right? So you may or may not have similar planner pages, but take into account, write it down and see if this is something that you may want to add, or maybe, if you've had it in the past and haven't been using it, then have a think of how this might be able to help you, not just for when you are exhausted or feeling drained, but also as part of your planning system, right? So you got to have a system to ensure that you know what to do. Hang on a second. That you know what to do when you have the energy and as well as when you don't. All right. So the first thing to look at and start where we are is a habit tracker. Okay, so this is my March habit tracker. Yesterday's live stream talked about my ideal morning routine. So the habit tracker, if you do use one, is going to hold your ideal daily routines and habits. So that means you can just go tap into it and go, okay, where am I at? If you are already in the afternoon and past, let's say, breakfast time, look at the next thing and just see what you can do. So I'm going to just have a look. So I drank my glass of water and took my pill. I did my morning stretch. And then that is all I have done so far. And it is 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Okay, so if you have a habit tracker, this is going to be an ideal starting point because it already holds the routines and habits that you have said at the beginning of the month, if you have created one that is important to you and that matters to you. All right. The other thing that's going to help is a mood tracker. So I have a mood tracker here, as you can see. I haven't been noting down my mood because, again, either I've started early to work on a project or I haven't noted it down, but I do have a mood log that I note things down. So, a mood tracker is going to be a great space for you to check in with how you're feeling. So, whether you use a mood tracker like this, or I have, as part of my well-being planner spread, I have a little spot where I can write down how I'm feeling. So for example, today's the 26th. I can write at 1:09 p.m. Woke up feeling tired, exhausted, and emotionally drained, because remember, when we're noting down our mood, we write down exactly how we're feeling, no judgment, and then you write down why. Well, for me, I didn't have a good sleep. Plus, I have so much going on in my head trying to decide on the things I need to do for the future. And then the uncertainty has caused such emotional drain for me. Okay, so writing down your mood is a great space for you to check in with how you're feeling. Starting to acknowledge how you feel is a great starting point. Again, when we talk about getting those things out of our head and down on paper, helps give you that space to be able to see a lot clearer where you're at and why. And that's all you're doing. All you're doing is noting down. So then you have a great starting point to go, okay, I'm feeling this way because of this. What do I need to do to help make myself feel better? Okay, so that's all you're doing when you're tracking your mood. So that's already two things of starting where we are. You may or may not have a habit tracker or a mood log. Maybe just open a blank page, go through your notebook right now, and then just write down how you're feeling and why. Great place to check in with yourself. Okay, so that's starting where you are. Another thing is I have my well-being planner spread that has my habits and routines in 7 key areas of focus, the areas that I want to make sure I maintain to have a nice, well-balanced life. You know, things for my mental, physical, spiritual, my family, my career, connecting with loved ones, and looking at my financial well-being. Doesn't mean I get to do it all, but it's a great place to go and see, okay, out of these things that I said are important to me, where can I start? Okay, so you don't actually have to start from the top, right? So if you're feeling exhausted, emotionally drained, when you're looking at things that's in your habit tracker, just skim through and have a look. What's the easiest thing for me to do right now, just to make that one small step? So, my well-being planner spread is designed to help me focus on habits across the different areas of my life. So, here, as you can see, for me, it is Wednesday. I haven't touched anything. You know, maybe I can go on my walking pad. I'm tired. I don't want to do 20 to 30 minutes. Maybe I'll just walk on there for 5 minutes and open up a YouTube video or a podcast to listen to for 5 minutes and put it on my tracker. All right. So, start where you are. And also, if you have other trackers in your planner for your wellness habits, so here on my well-being planner spread, other wellness things like either writing down my mood, getting myself outside, getting some sunlight, fresh air, writing down what I'm grateful for, a win of the day, or drinking water. Remember, we're very important, or eating a piece of fruit. A wellness habit tracker is going to help you keep an eye on the small actions that's going to help support your well-being. Again, it's just about making sure the foundation is looked after. Okay, instead of going straight for the to-do list or the tasks or the emails or what someone else says is important, make sure you are looking at what's one small thing can you do right now from where you are. So for me, it's the afternoon. I might look at my habits from the afternoon and not even touch any of my morning routine. Remember, I talked about my morning routine yesterday. Maybe I'll go straight to after lunch and have a look what's on there. Connecting. Maybe I'll text a friend. Maybe I'll do a FaceTime my mum and dad. Maybe I'll DM a loved one with a nice emoji to let them know I'm thinking of them. Okay, so whether you're tired physically, you haven't had a good sleep, or like me, just emotionally drained from just lots of things going through my head, it's important to look at just one small actionable step. You don't have to be a superhero today. You don't. You can just do one tiny little thing. Okay, so really important. And also having a list. So it's like um, it's you know how when you do drill practices for for an emergency, if there's a fire or if there's the building's alarm goes off, there's a drill of where you need to go, right? Having a list as well of the tiny little breaks that you can take, that's just simple, low energy ways to recharge yourself throughout the day, is a good little reminder. You can just have it on a post-it note, right? Post-it note, maybe a little piece of paper, laminate it so then it doesn't get worn out. Pop it on your screen right now and go, take a break, and then just list some examples. So right now, you and I can take a quick micro break of just breathing in 5 times through our nose, holding it, and then letting it out. Having your micro breaks or tiny little breaks that does not take any energy at all is going to help you start somewhere, right? Start where you are. So yes, Elle says, Brenda, sorry to hear that. Elle said, Brenda's, let me just get that right. Elle is sorry to hear that Brenda's having a little bit of a difficult time as well, just like me. No, we're all in this. And the thing is, the reason why it's good to hang around people like ourselves is that not only do we share the joy when great things happen or hanging out with each other, but we also get to know that we are not alone. Knowing that we are not alone is actually helps our mind because we are, you know, our being is to have that connection, to be part of a tribe. Again, it's that going back to our caveman days. Our brain is still built for the caveman days where being part of a community is very important, and knowing that you have support, knowing that you're not isolated, and knowing that you are not alone. And this is why it's important for me. I was actually just going to turn up today to show you some of the crafty things that I bought yesterday to help part of my, adding more creativity into my day. But when I woke up this morning, I just felt so drained. And I thought, you know what? I know I'm not the only one feeling like this. And sometimes when we don't know that we others are feeling the same way, or know how to get ourselves out of it, or what steps to take, then we are stuck. We feel stuck and we feel even worse. So it's important that hanging out with each other like this and getting each other's support is vital as part of our overall well-being. Okay, so I love that. I'm so happy that you are all supporting each other. Melinda says, that is why I have taken some days off from work, recharging with doing what brings me joy. I love it. And those, days off, rostered days off, or our annual leaves are there specifically so then we are not exhausting ourselves. So a lot of jobs actually don't want you to go and accumulate all your weeks of annual leave right at the end, because they know that, studies and research, and that's why, I mean, I'm sure, that's why laws have been made that way, is because without these breaks into our lives, they've seen that people get exhausted and burnt out. So make sure you are taking advantage, just like Melinda, of the days off that is available to you. Ronnie Cat says, I am watching on my TV, but have to put my phone on the charger. Hello, I'm Big Ho. If you've got a big TV, hi, Ronnie Cat from the Big TV. All right. So instead of forcing yourself to create a new plan from scratch. Now, I was, future me, last night me was actually good enough to create my Wednesday plan for the day. I time blocked and I highlighted what's the top priorities for today. But if you opened up your planner page and you are looking at a blank piece of paper, it's okay. Don't force yourself to create a plan from scratch. Just use what's already there as a guide. And that was why it's so important for me when I did create all these individual planner pages for myself. It was originally just for myself to help me manage my own well-being while I was homeschooling and looking after, my son who's on the autism spectrum. It's because if I wasn't in a good position, then I wouldn't be able to look after him and teach him in the best possible way. So I created these planner pages because I didn't find anything that suited, my aesthetic style and, the well-being planner spread, because through my own learning of things to do for myself to make sure to look after myself, I created a planner that had things in one spread, the mood log, the break tracker, the wellness tracker, habits and routines for the 7 key areas of life, and still being able to go and embellish it and enjoy the stationery I have and adding color, right? So if you are in a position where you're tired, emotionally drained, and you are looking at a blank planner page, you don't have to start from scratch. Have a look at what you already have. If you have a habit tracker, fantastic. See what things are on there that you have written from the past that you would like to do throughout the day, and just start from where you are. Note down what you're feeling. Acknowledging your feeling allows you to then note that, oh, okay, I am exhausted today. And then you're in a better place to make a decision of whether to do a little bit, medium bit, or nothing at all and just rest. Okay, so really, really important. Start where you are. So, my question is, do you already have a habit tracker or part of your planner where you have things to remind you to take a break, to remind you to, hey, make sure you're drinking water and going outside for a walk, or eating a piece of fruit, or taking your medicines, or doing the habits and routines that matter most to you? So let me know in the chat, or if you are watching on replay, do you already have a habit tracker or a planner that looks after your well-being and making sure you take intentional breaks throughout the day to avoid burning out? All right, so let me know, and then I'll go back and have a look to see if you do or you don't. And it's okay if you don't, because remember, just a blank page can be enough, and just writing down 1, 2, or 3 things, small things to do from where you are right now. The next thing is the 1 minute planner reset. So, if you're like me, you're exhausted because you didn't have enough sleep. You're emotionally drained because your mind is just going 100 miles per hour, worrying about what decisions to make, the uncertainty of the future. Are you good enough? Are you doing the right things? All right. The key is to keep things simple. So here's what I would recommend for you, is just a 1 minute planner reset to help you regain focus without overwhelming yourself. So we've already touched point on this, but I'm going to do it with you right now. So step 1, a mood check-in. So make sure my voice is going. Hang on. So I want you to do this with me right now. So the first step is a mood check-in. If you've got your pen handy and just a piece of paper, again, don't, because sometimes, what stops us is, where do I put this in my planner? Where would I write this? So I'm just going to write it down on a piece of Post-it note, because we're going to keep it simple, remember? Because sometimes you go, oh, but I need to have this, oh, but I don't know where to write it down in my planner. So let's keep it simple. Mood check-in. So whether you have a mood tracker and jotting down how you feel, or writing down how you're feeling right now, let's do that. So how are you feeling? I am exhausted. Exhausted. Okay? Why? Because I didn't get sleep. I didn't get enough sleep. And I feel emotionally drained. Okay? That's it. That's what a mood check-in is. Flip to a page that you would write it down, or just write it on a Post-it note, and then we can just pop that on our planner. And then when you have the energy, you might want to rewrite it down in your planner. So where are we? Where is mine? Here. Okay, so I'm just going to write that down right there. So by writing down and checking in your mood, this helps you become aware of your emotional state instead of pushing through exhaustion. Okay, so here's an analogy. I just thought of it. If you know right? If you are at a door and then let's say you didn't know, okay, so the door pushes forward, but then the door actually isn't a real door, like if there's a brick behind it. If checking in your mood and emotion is like as if you know that there is a brick behind that door. So trying to open it forward is not going to work because there's a brick, right? So there's no way trying to push through. So, I mean, that was that was the visual mentality that I just had when I'm going, what would it be like if you didn't know that there was a brick? You'd be trying to push through. I was going, why isn't this door opening, right? Because you're trying maybe opening it this way, that doesn't work. And so you're trying to open it. So by not knowing and checking in with your mood, it's like as if you are trying to open a door through a brick wall. You're going to try and work through them to go, all right, I'm exhausted, I know that, but I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to go through my list and go through it. Okay, so checking in your mood helps you become aware of your emotional state instead of trying to push through. All right, so that's step one. So let me know if you've done a mood check-in with me. So let me quickly look at the chat. um, Brenda says, yes, using your ultimate planner bundle. Fantastic. I love it. I love it. Susan says, yes, on the habits. Don't always track them. That's okay. Remember, especially if you are new to habit tracking and you see my habit tracker is not always filled in. It's not about filling it 100%. It's your guide. Remember, we're not trying to fit our life into the habit tracker. We're using our habit tracker to help guide us. So sometimes if we don't need a guide because we've been doing, we're chugging along throughout the day, we're getting things done, then of course we won't be checking it. Okay, so that doesn't mean that because you didn't mark things complete doesn't mean you've failed. It's just you knew at the time what to do or something else took priority. So do remember that. Remember, you're not trying to fit your life with your habit with your habit tracker. It's there to help guide you when you don't know what you need to do, or you just need a little prompt or a little nudge. It's like, hey, remember, you said you want to do a 10-minute walk on the walking pad. All right. So really important, Susan, that when you don't track them, that it's you doing something wrong. Don't always track them, but I find when I do, I feel more balanced. I made them easy habits. Exactly. Keep it simple. What do they say? KISS. Keep it simple. And it says stupid, but I don't like that, right? So just keep it simple. Sassy mama. Right? So really, really important. Elle says, writing it down. I love it. Hello, Lauren. Nice to see you popping in for a quick second. I'll have to catch the replay later. Yes, see, Lauren too is a Jewish planner mom. She's been very, very busy. So hopefully you're taking your breaks. And this is her break, just checking in with the planner community. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Lauren. Okay, so that was step one. Nice and easy. Just checking in with yourself. How do I feel? And why do I feel this way? So if you're exhausted, you're going to go, okay, I'm feeling tired. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of grace and compassion and know that I don't have to do everything on my to-do list or everything on my habit tracker. All right. So step two. All right. So this is how to get yourself back into some sort of action. Again, small, actionable step. Habit tracker checking. Okay. So for me, it is now 1:30 p.m. I had a sleep in because I didn't sleep throughout the night. So I'm going to look at my habit tracker, and I most likely won't start on any of my morning routine. Instead, what I'm going to do, instead of trying to get everything done, right, and thinking, no, I've got to do this because that's my ideal routine, and I said that's important to me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to scan my tracker and pick just one habit to focus on today. Right? Doesn't mean it's the only thing I'm going to do, but by just focusing on one top priority or one habit, and then you get to do that and make sure it's something that's for you, you're going to feel good. It's a win. because it's a progress. It's one small step forward, right? So for me, I'm going to get myself outside. It's a lovely sunny day. So guess what? What I'm going to do on here, where's my today? All right. So I'm going to make a big, bold, get outside. Okay. So if nothing else on my to-do list gets done except get outside, I'm going to feel accomplished because that is a win. Getting myself outside, I'm walking, so I'm adding movement, I'm adding some fresh air, I'm removing myself from my normal environment because sometimes a change in environment is a great reset and helps you refocus when you come back to work. So if you are working and you work a 9 to 5 job, instead of eating your lunch, at work, go off, or maybe after you've eaten your lunch, go outside and just sit at a park bench or on the grass. Just do that. Start where you are and keep it simple, and just plan the simplest things that you can focus on. So if your energy is low, choose the smallest, easiest habit, even if it's just getting yourself outside, drinking a glass of water, stretching for 1 minute. Remember yesterday I showed you a little bit of the stretches I do, getting up from your desk. Okay, so let me know in the chat, whether it's today or tomorrow, what one small, easy habit are you going to do for yourself when you are feeling low energy or emotionally drained? Okay, so let me just finish my little outlining of my prompt to get myself outside today. Okay, so step 3, wellness habit support. Right, so sometimes because when we're thinking that, oh well, I'm exhausted, I'm emotionally drained, let me look at the one small easy thing to do that's work related, that is someone else's agenda, what someone else needs. Okay, having a wellness habit support. So for me, I write it down in my well-being planner spread. So here, writing down my mood or getting myself outside. So these are a list of things that help look after my wellness, because we forget about the internal things that we need. Writing down what we're grateful for, writing down a win of the day, drinking 6 to 8 glasses of water, eating fruit. So if you don't have a wellness tracker, that's okay too. Again, write down a few different list of things that you'd like to do, like drinking water, simple, right? Drinking water, stretching, get up from your desk every 25 minutes, put a timer on, like, how normally we have like a snooze button, put the alarm, 5 minutes snooze, 5 minutes snooze, 5 minutes snooze. Do that with a wellness or break prompt or timer. So every 25 minutes, if you sit at your desk a lot, or if you're, in a room that you spend time in all day, break it up. Get yourself outside. Even if you work from home, get yourself outside. If you are lucky enough to have a backyard or a balcony, we don't, but lucky enough, I can easily go. There's a park nearby, or there's a shop nearby, shopping center nearby, right? So look after your wellness. So for me, okay, one of the 1 minute planner reset, an idea is just look at my wellness. My husband actually was nice enough to cut me up an apple into wedges, and he gave it to me 5 minutes. I go, no, I can't, because it's going to get stuck in my teeth, and I'll be like talking, and I'll be like probably spitting pieces of apple. So I make sure that I try and eat a piece of fruit every day. Okay, so see if there's anything that feels doable today. So have a think again, and if you can share it with us in the live chat or in the comment section, these things what I say like might be going, oh, that's a great idea, but someone else might have some other great ideas that we may not have even thought about. So make sure if you have any wellness habits that support you, let us know. That would be so good, because then sometimes when we're exhausted and emotionally drained, our brain doesn't work, right? Because it's just depleted. There's no energy left. So sometimes trying to think of these things when you haven't yet set up a wellness habit routine. You go, wow, what do I do? What, drinking water? How does that help? It helps because why? You've taken one small actionable step. And that's all it is. It's just one tiny little steps at a time. All right. So this could be a short walk, deep breathing, or journaling. Maybe picking out some nice washi tapes, or grabbing colorful markers and writing down your to do in a big bold colorful text. This one, I asked for help, right? And or maybe highlighting your top priority and just creating cute and the colorful dash line around your priority, or adding a sticker, right? Do those for just a few minutes. And if nothing feels right, if you look at all your habit tracker, your breaks prompt, your wellness tracker, your, what can I, one small thing can I do? If nothing feels right, guess what? It's okay too. Because just as Melinda says, sometimes all you need is to maybe just sit there and do nothing for a while. That is actually an actionable step. Did you know that actually giving yourself time and space and room to just sit with whatever you have? Remember, well, if you're tired, that's resting. Just doing that, okay? And with those sort of things, maybe give yourself a time frame, because sometimes when we're stuck doing nothing, it's so much easier to stay there than actually get up and do one small thing. So maybe give yourself half an hour, okay, I'm going to give myself 30 minutes to just scroll through, YouTube videos or things like that, okay? But if nothing feels right, that is okay too. So let's quickly have a look at the chat. So keep it simple, Susan. Yes, exactly. I love that. See, I love how we encourage each other. Love it. Yes, so see, Susan, everyone's cheering you on. We just keep, even though sometimes you don't get to do everything in your habit well, but when you do, it makes you feel good. And I love that. And that actually, just what you wrote today in the live chat, is an inspiration to others. So sharing how you're working through your own planning system and what helps you helps remind others, oh, okay, so even though I miss stuff, but if I get back into it, that it's going to make me feel better. So thank you, Susan, for sharing such a wonderful, wonderful action plan. Get sunlight as much as I can. Yes, I love Elle's when Elle does. Oh, my son's texting me to let me know he's in the library. I'm studying the library. Get sunlight as much as I can. I remember watching Elle's walk, that's probably what inspired me to start my walking, Elle. So more of those, more of those. Drink water. I love it. So speaking of water, let's do that right now. Mm. That's better. Clears my dry throat. Crimson Filter, hello, nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. I love it. Thank you. So, okay, so what so far? 3 things we can do. That's just 1-minute planner resets. And then if if you start getting these momentum, maybe you can do 1 or 2 things more. Again, it's just about getting that 1 foot forward. Okay, so another thing, 1-minute planner reset you can do is taking your breaks. That is right. Take your break. Now, your planner, if you already have a list of things to help remind you of the types of breaks to take, have a look at them. Okay, so for me, as you can see, I haven't been taking any breaks because after each live stream, I go have a rest. I have a bigger break. So really important. If you already have a list of micro breaks to help you reset, if you don't, so here's some of the ideas. 1 minute deep breathing. Okay, you can either put the timer on or use your hand as a guide. Breathing in, hold, breathe out. Okay, and just do 5 deep breaths, and that is going to help reset you. Also, I have get up and stretch because I'm at my desk all the time. I'm planning a video, so I just get up on the side of my chair and then do my stretches. Roll my neck, roll my shoulders to release any tension, especially if you're at the computer all the time using your keyboard and your mouse, doing big arm circles. So again, very simple. But of course, make sure to check with your doctor. Even sometimes easy stretch. I know when I've done easy stretch, it's like, oh no, what did I do? My neck is now stuck. So make sure first to please check with your doctor and ask what easy movement you can add into your planner. Okay, so pick one and do it now. Okay, sometimes doing nothing. See, I got on here, do nothing for 5 minutes. Okay, so just put the timer on. Don't look at your phone. Don't do any cleaning up. Don't look at your planner and just sit there. If you have a nice window and you can look outside and you're not looking at a brick wall, hey, even sometimes looking at a brick wall can help spark ideas and creativity. So you can do nothing for 5 minutes. And then the other things is, then the other one is, if you're having a little bit of a difficult moment getting started or momentum, check your planner. Check your planner. All right. So pick one and do it now, and it'll help you reset and then help prevent burnout if you are taking micro breaks throughout the day. So if you plan it and then it's sort of like think of it like as a break diet. It's throughout the day, not just when you need it. Okay. So also, of course, going making your favorite coffee or sipping a nice cup of tea. It's really a nice way to just reset yourself and plan. And this is where your planner comes in, because if you have written them down at the beginning of the month when you and I set up, then you don't have to think about what to do next. Okay. And then one of the other ways to help reset is adjust your expectations. This is not a day to push yourself. Okay. So if you're like me, I know for today, like I could have done an easy video today. Like I can't, but this actually inspired me. This will, talking about how to plan when when you're feeling exhausted or you're feeling emotionally drained, because I know this is what's going to help me as well. And so I'm so glad that it's going to help you too. And a lot of times when I do these things, someone says to me, wow, exactly what I needed today. And that's all we need, is just a reminder that when you're tired, when you're emotionally drained, it's not a day to push yourself. You have to give yourself an opportunity to rest your mind, rest your body, rest your emotions. Okay, so do not feel guilty if you do not get everything done today. Remember, I always say, if you're physically, if you can see the hurdles or the challenges physically, like as in, maybe you can't go and use a mouse or write today because you've strained your, right? We won't push through. But sometimes when it's, internal and no one else can see, and society in the past used to go, come on, put your big girl undies on. That's what the Aussies say, put your big girl undies on and just work through it. No more crying. Come on, toughen up, right? That's what society expects of us. No more. It's not a day to push yourself. Use your planner to remind yourself that progress happens in small steps. Okay, really, really important. So I think a lot of you have already given me your answer, but what's your go to habit when you're low on energy? So for me, getting myself outside or picking up a craft. So I've been I've been doing quite a bit. You saw my crochet, my little peonies crochet project. I actually picked up. I'm going to save it for tomorrow's live stream to show you other crafty stuff I picked up along the way. Okay, so let me know what's your go-to habit when you're low on energy. If you are watching on replay, you can participate too. Make sure you're popping it in the comments because, again, it may help someone else who's in the same position as you. Yes, walking, giving yourself grace to take a break. Exactly. Taking a break is not selfish, it is essential. Right, so really, really important. Now, are you enjoying this so far? I hope you are. If so, make sure to hit that thumbs up button so then I can see that, it is something that's helping you also work through your exhaustion and work through the emotional drain that you may be going through. Or if you're in a good position at the moment, make sure to save this to watch later for when you go, oh my God, I remember watching Marianne talking about what I can do when I'm feeling exhausted or I'm just emotionally not up to it. If you save it, then it's there for you to watch later. So make sure, I would love for you to hit that like button. Okay, so what's next to help you plan through exhaustion, tiredness, and being emotionally just exhausted? Okay, now this is why planning ahead is so important for days like this. So if you've been with me for a while now, throughout my live streams on Mondays, my Mondays, for some of you, your Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening, my plan with me live streams or videos where I set up, let's say for example, okay, I set up my April cover page, I'm set up my calendar, I'm going to set up my habit tracker, and then each week I show you how I set up and embellish and write down all these things like the habits and routines for my 7 key areas of focus, my wellness tracker, my breaks tracker, and then the following week I show you how I use a weekly planner. So if you plan on a weekly basis, you can follow along, or I also then show you on another week's live stream how I use my daily planner. If you plan on a daily basis, time blocking, writing down top 1, 2, or 3 priorities. This is when, and of course, embellishing and writing down, giving you ideas on what I do for ideal morning routine. This is when planning ahead is so important for days when you don't feel like doing anything or you just do not have the energy. When you create routines and track your habits in advance, you know what you're doing? You're giving your future self a safety net. It's just like when we do drills. Remember at school, you do the fire drills, all right? Get down low and go, 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 right? So those are the things that, so then in case of emergencies, or in our case when we're planning, in case when our energy level is not up, we have a guide to help us instead of trying to figure it out ourselves when we're not probably in the best frame of mind to think of anything because we're just so tired. Your future self is going to thank you for creating a safety net, a guide to go, out of all these things that I have written for myself on a daily basis that I say is important to me, what's just one easy thing for me to do to get started from where I am right now? So in days when you're too exhausted to think, your planner, this thing that you have embellished, right? This becomes a gentle guide instead of a to-do list, right? So really important that when you do have the energy, and that's why we love hanging out with each other and, embellishing our planner pages and making it pretty, making it colorful. So we use it more often than not. Okay. So what's the benefit of planning ahead? There's less decision fatigue because you don't have to figure things out from scratch. All right. So even if today you have nothing planned because, you know, you woke up late, you're tired, you're cranky, you're sad, you're frustrated, right? You don't have to start from scratch because all I got to do is just go, all right, what do I need to do? Like this morning, okay, I'm just going, all right, before I start my live stream, what's one thing I can do? Stretch. So I did my stretches just next to my chair right here. Did my cat cow yoga things and my child's pose, and I did my rolled my neck and made big circles and stretched my arms in the air. Simple stuff, okay? So it makes decision making less, not so hard for you, okay? You don't have to think from scratch. And also, a great thing with having, planning ahead for low energy deals, it's a built-in self-compassion. Just like Melinda said, giving yourself grace for a break. Your planner is a great reminder that you don't have to do it all. Just because it's written down on our to-do list, on our planner, it's not that we're supposed to do it all. It's that when we get to it, depending on the energy level and the capacity we have within the day, what is it that I can do? Okay, so that's why writing 1, 2, or 3 top priorities, if nothing else gets done except 1, 2, or all of those top priority, it's a win. So having a plan and planning ahead, your planner reminds you that you don't have to do it all. It's okay to miss days because not every day is the same. Your energy level each day is not always at 100%. What do we do when our phone is out of charge? I think Ronnie Cat, right? Ronnie Cat just said she's watching me on TV because she's charging her phone. She's put it aside and done something else. The same way with us. If we are low battery and that's on the yellow or the red, right? We charge it and we put it aside, let it rest on the, coffee table or side of the table or wherever you charge your phone, and you just let it sit there. You don't go, naughty phone, why aren't you working? Well, probably sometimes when you need, right? You go, come on, hurry up and charge, right? We let it charge for a little bit. Sometimes it may just charge 1 bar, but we've given it time to recharge. Let's give ourselves the same compassion, the same grace. Boop, I'm recharging myself. I'm just going to sit on the couch for a little bit and do nothing. Or boop, I'm going to go outside for a walk. Or boop, I'm going to drink my glass of water. So planning ahead is a built-in self-compassion tool and strategy. Okay. Also, planning ahead gives you a sense of control because even a small action can help you feel more in charge of your day. That's why, marking things down gives you that dopamine hit. It's like, woohoo! It says, yes, I've completed something. That's a win. I don't know about you. Sometimes if I've completed something and it's not on my tracker or my planner, I write it down just so then I can mark it off because it's that feel-good feeling. So having a plan ahead, whether it's a habit tracker, a well-being planner spread, your daily top priority is going to give you a sense of control when you feel out of control or when you aren't able to make that first step on your own. Your planner is going to be your guide. It's going to help you feel like, yes, I stretched. Woohoo! I drank a glass of water. Yes, I did my 5-minute deep breathing. Okay? So if you have ever thought, I should plan, but I don't have the energy, trust me, your planner is already set up to help you through days like this. Just lean on it. Just use it. And that's why planning ahead is so important. So have you ever looked back at your planner and felt grateful for past you? Yes? I'm going, oh yeah, that's right. I'm supposed to go for a walk on my walking pad for 10 minutes. Oh, yeah, I haven't connected with a friend. I haven't texted my best friend. Better check up on her. Haven't texted my niece or nephew. Better do that. Oh, I better go and check my bank balance and not spend too much on stationery, right? So let me know, have you ever looked back at your planner and gone, oh, thank goodness I had that as a reminder? So for those of you who may be new to my channel, the way I look at my habit tracker with the ideal habits and routines that I would like to do each and every day, doesn't mean I've got to do them all, but ideal, remember ideal, I look at it as the tiny little lights on the aisles of a movie theater. You know how when you go into a movie theater and then the lights have already gone down, and then ads go on, or the what do they call, the short videos of other movies that are coming up are on, but the lights are low so you can't even see, but then there's tiny little lights on the aisle going up the side of the stairs that will lead you to your seat. Your habit tracker is like those guiding little lights. So for when you don't feel as well, whether you're tired, sick, or emotionally drained, it helps guide you on what to do next. Where can I pick up from? Okay? So that is why it's important that we're not actually planning our day to try and fit into our habit tracker. Let our habit tracker help and guide us. So let me know, have you ever felt, oh, thank God I wrote that down, or or I would have forgotten to take that. Crimson filter, I usually go for a walk with my dog. I love that. I miss having a dog. I miss having a pet. But yeah, at the moment, my young son, who's 16, yeah, he's not too fond of animals, because then even like he'll be like, he'll go shoo 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 dog, when there's animals around when we're walking on the footpath. So maybe, who knows, maybe if we have a big house and a backyard, one day we might get a tiny little puppy. You don't know. Taking warm bath with a good book is also a great one. I love this. Retroactively planning. That's right, Crimson Filter. Really, really important that we plan ahead for when days. It's just like an emergency drill. So we know what to do when things are going chaotic and when everything's just out of whack. Things just throws us in disarray. Okay, so really, am thankful sometimes to go, because when I wake up and I'm just emotionally drained and I'm, exhausted from crying or something, and I'll be like, okay, what do I do? All right, well, I don't want to do that, and I don't want to do that. Okay, have breakfast. Okay, I'm gonna have breakfast, something to eat. So remember, you can go look through it and just pick the easiest thing. And then if there's nothing there that you want to do, it's okay as well. Sit on the couch and stay in bed for a little bit, or call in and say you're not well. Okay, so really important. So I'm loving this. Hopefully that you are loving this as well. Now, if you did want to have a planner pages just like mine, the Ultimate Planner Bundle, it is available for you to have a look, see if it's something that's for you. I popped it in the comment. So all it is just, it's a collection of the planner pages that I have used myself, and then I went, oh, why do I have them all individual? So I just pop them in one planner. So then all you do is print them off. It's got 5 weeks worth of well-being, weekly, daily planning pages. It helps you set goals for the month. So because I like to plan my goals and things that I would like to do each and every month, because things change, and trying to plan for a quarter or for the year, sometimes giving yourself too big a wide range for your goals, sometimes you don't check up on it until it's near the end. So I do monthly goals. Checking in how you're going mid-month instead of waiting till the end is a great way for you to see what's going right, what's what you need to pivot. And then of course you can have dotted monthly cover page, or you can embellish it like we did with the April planner. You've got your calendar to write down all your known task events and to-dos. The habit tracker, so this is a thing that really helps, my making sure that I get to do the things that I say I would like to do, to make sure that I have a nice, well balanced life. You got mood sleep trackers there. Again, so this is the well-being planner spread that I talked about. That can you can write down your wellness tracker, your breaks tracker as well, and so if you plan on a weekly basis, you can have this one. I like to also plan weekly, so it's a nice bird's eye view. Sorry, my son's getting himself some water. Or then I also like to plan on a daily basis, because then it keeps my focus narrowed down, so I don't have to worry about anything else. And then, of course, writing down as part of your wellness, writing down what you're grateful for, and what you're thankful for, and writing down your wins. We forget to write down our wins, big or small. The more you focus on the wins of the day, the more you will spot them, and it'll start replacing the negative thinking, the self doubt, and the limiting belief. All right, so both gratitude and grateful for. So that's available there for you if you wanted to have a check of it. Okay, so let's quickly have a look. Yes, they can be used. So in the past, I actually used to do what do you call this? Plan on an iPad. So what you can do. So depending, I think like just say the A5 version of it. There's a two-page spread. So all of the different. I've got PDF. Hang on a second. The PDF, you can pick for an A5 size planner, a happy planner, classic planner, and a letter size. So the A5 is good because then I have a PDF version where it's the spread. So yeah, you can go and pop it in your iPad. I would normally, for me, I used to use GoodNotes 5, and then just pop all the PDF, and then you can scroll through each one. Now, they're not linked. I did try to make a planner in the past that allows you to be able to link it. I don't know if where that's. I don't know what that is in my in my folder on my computer. Maybe I'll dig that out and create a digital planner where you can swipe through and have when you click a tab, it'll bring you to the page. So that it took me a long time to make that, and then of course I went, oh, it wasn't perfect enough, so I never really made it available. So yes, you could use it if you have an iPad and maybe a note-taking app as well. All right, so I hope this video gave you a little encouragement for those tough days. So if it was helpful, again, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel. And just let me know in the comments what's one thing you'll do differently the next time you're feeling exhausted. I want you to not be hard on yourself. I want you to be kind. You're doing the best you can with the whatever you have and the energy and the capacity you have in that moment. Okay? Every day is different. Some days you'll have energy, 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 and then others you might feel low, you might feel sad, you might feel frustrated, you might feel angry. So wherever you are in that moment, just make sure you give yourself some space and some grace to just take it easy. And if you don't get anything done, that is okay too. So I'd love to hear from you. What will you do next time when you're feeling exhausted? And see if you can plan ahead. So for when those times you're feeling a little bit more energetic and a little bit more cheerful, plan something ahead. Remember, keeping it simple, just post-it note, pop it in front of your on your monitor to remind you to take your breaks, drink water, eat fruit, get outside, stretch. All those things help. They count and they are part of the wins. Yes, thank you. You're most welcome. I love it. Thank you so much. I love it. And so now if you want to learn more how I use the well-being planner spread, I just saw just saw something pop up on the side. If you want to learn more how I use my well-being planner spread, I have this video, Wellness and Habit in One. So it goes into more detail how I use the Wheel of Life methodology, the morning journal logging down your mood, having a wellness and breaks tracker for when days you're not feeling up to it. It's a nice way to go. What is it I need to do? Please help me. All right. So the video is here. Once the live stream has processed, you'll be able to click or tap the screen, but the link is in the description below. Brenda. Thank you so much, Brenda. I appreciate you. Thanks for being you. Oh, and thank you for being here. And hopefully that you and I can get ourselves out of this funk, and I don't know if it's perimenopause or if it's just that time of the cycle, whatever it is, it's okay to feel the way we are. It's just because that's how we're feeling, and whatever's happening internally, externally, we are going to start from where we are. I appreciate you all so much. Such good advice. Thank you, Melinda. I appreciate it. Okay, so make sure you're taking your break. Do something fun. Maybe go outside for a walk, drink that glass of water, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you, everybody. Love you. Mwah. Bye.